James Gunn is the reason for DC's downfall. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for James Gunn. Sure, DC had its downsides, years of uncertainty, a divided fandom, but I think we can all agree that we were all excited for DC's future after Black Adam. The Rock really did it. He accomplished the impossible. He brought back Henry Cavill, and he brought back our Superman. We had waited years for this, and just like that, he was back like he never left, and with him, hope for the DC universe. After seeing Henry's Superman as a struggling hero, going from not having hope, not being accepted by the world, and then dying for the very people that hated him, showing he was a hero after all, and then rising and becoming a beacon of hope for the whole world was truly inspiring, and he had very much become the Superman from the comics that we all know and love. Man of Steel 2 was going to be glorious, but Man of Steel 2 is cancelled, Henry Cavill is fired, the entire DC universe is gone, and all of the heroes that we grew to love through these amazing portrayals are gone. And for what? James Gunn already said his first superhero movie in the new universe, Superman, isn't going to have an origin. Okay, why not use Cavill? The new Superman film is going to be hopeful and bright, exactly where Cavill is by the end of Justice League, so why not use Cavill? So you want to make a Superman movie that isn't starting from the beginning, so we aren't going to see how this character got to be the way he is, he's just magically hopeful? But wait, I forgot, people don't care about characters growing, seeing why they are the way they are. They just care that Superman is Superman, and James Gunn, he'll give you that. You want basic? Well, be prepared, because you're getting the MCU. My bad, I mean basic hollow storytelling with no real emotion and just CGI nonsense. Welcome to the new DCU, where every movie feels like Justice League.
Shout out to Man of Steven for posting this article on his Twitter timeline, and it's this. This is the real reason why the DCU is rebooting. They cannot afford the actors. It's a great article. It goes really in depth, but these are just some of the highlights. The costs will be spread over more than 2 fiscal years. The regulatory filing also noted that the company was planning hefty write-downs, potentially more than $4 billion in pre-tax charges throughout 2024, including more than $2 billion related to charges for cutting back development and abandoning TV shows and movies. So basically, Warner Brothers literally cannot afford to keep these actors, which also means even if they wanted to bring back Zack Snyder, even if they wanted to give Zack Snyder Justice League Part 2 and Part 3, they literally cannot afford to do so. Now, that's in part due to all the films not making as much money as they thought. That's due to all the bad management from Toby Emmerich, from fucking Kevin Tsuchihara, from the whole HBO Max deal, from the whole streaming day and date. It was just one big mess from Jason Kilar and the entire Warner Brothers management. So that's why. That's primarily the main reason why the Snyderverse is officially dead. It also didn't help that The Rock Johnson's Black Adam did not perform the way Dwayne expected, did not perform the way Warner Brothers expected, because it didn't even cross $400 million still. Now, that's due to the fact that the prior DC films, the Man of Steels, the BVS's, the AIDS 84, the Birds of Trash, Justice League, all these films were not accepted by the mass general population. It is what it is. The DC brand, I said this before, they don't have the same loyalty, they don't have the same trust as the Marvel. And as much as I love Man of Steel, as much as I like BVS, as much as I love Zack Snyder's Justice League, the fact is these are niche movies that did not cross over.
Okay, bitch, you said it.
And when I say niche movies, I mean they're not popcorn movies. Take, for example, BVS, right? BVS, a movie that I like, it gave me Batfleck. Batfleck, I fucking love Batfleck, the greatest Batman of all time. But when you look objectively at BVS, it's not a fun movie to take your kids. A 6-year-old watching BVS is going to be depressed watching that fucking movie, as opposed to a 6-year-old watching The Avengers, or watching Captain America, or watching Thor, even though the Thor movies are garbage, but they're fun. They're fun movies to watch again and again, and you can take those movies to your families and make them watch, all the colorful Ant-Man and all that shit. When you take your family to watch Man of Steel or BVS, they're not fun movies to watch. Like, they don't have joy. They're joy to me because I love these movies, because I love the source material, and I understand what Zack Snyder was trying to convey with these movies. But for a mass audience, they're not like, oh man, you don't leave those movies with a big smile on your face, or you don't feel happy watching that shit. And that's the problem. And that's what James Gunn and Peter Safran are trying to fix with the next DCU films going forward. They want to make a 4-quadrant film. They want to make films that make you feel joy, that make you feel happy, that have the same tone, and not necessarily be corny, but the same tone as a Guardians of the Galaxy or Captain America, where it has drama, it has action, but it also just gives you that happy feeling inside, or like a Top Gun Maverick, sort of like that tone. But that's the reason why the Snyderverse, and they will never come back, because they literally can't afford it. They literally can't afford the Snyderverse. So it is what it is. But hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, all that good shit. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I hope James Gunn and Peter Safran have a brilliant plan to save the DCU. They better. Truth out. Mwah.
Why? 'Cause fuck 'em, that's why.